Hey, how's it going, folks? So I went to the Apple Store. I finally went, and I've been watching people's reviews of the new iPhone, the 17 and the 17 Pro and the Air and the Pro Max and all that. And I couldn't shake the feeling that just looking at the stuff online and like listening to what people are saying about the phone, it makes it sound like it's a very, how do I say it? People had strong opinions about it, and I just wanted to tell you what I experienced as just a regular guy walking into the store and holding the phones in my hands. What kind of like went through my head, what it was like to hold these phones, and I just want to tell you what it's like. Um, so I went in. I held the Pro Max, the orange Pro Max, of course, first. It's just the most unique color out there. So I just wanted to see what it felt like in my hand. The photos online, perhaps on the Apple website, made it look really chunky and bulky. It looks like it's going to be this thick chunk of metal in your hand when you hold it, generally speaking. And I didn't feel that way at all. Like, I went in there, I grabbed the phone, I held it, looked around at it. The back camera plateau or bar, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't look offensive. It kind of looks cohesive. The whole phone looks kind of cohesive. I just looked around at it for a bit. I looked for scratches because I heard that the phone scratched really bad, and I couldn't see any on the orange device I held. I tried other stuff too, like I tried. Sorry, I got distracted. I thought I heard a beep from somewhere. I looked around at the phone. It was fine. The screen's fine. It's just the usual, like, it looks, you know how when you hold a phone on the Apple Store, like the screen resolution just looks ultra sharp, maybe because it's just all new and it's just this psychological effect. But anyway, the phone functioned fine. I filled around with the front-facing camera a bit, how, the camera's got the square sensor now, so you can flip the format of the photo on the selfie camera from a horizontal or vertical without having to switch, change the orientation of the phone in your hand. That was kind of neat. That's one thing that I felt was kind of neat about the experience. I went and held the iPhone Air. I liked how thin it was. I didn't like it, like it didn't blow my mind, but it did catch my attention. It felt kind of crisper and lighter, and when I look at a new iPhone, I tend to lean towards a black iPhone, with the exception of the phone I'm using to shoot this video. This is the natural titanium color. So I looked at the black one and at the white one and some other, the other color options, at least some of them, and the white one looks the cleanest. It's just very consistent with the very airy feeling of the phone. This light, crisp, easy breezy phone. White seems to be a more suitable color for it than black, even though I naturally like the black color, like a black iPhone more. What else? I had a look at the iPhone 17. It was fine. The way I felt when I was holding the phones was the 17 Pro and the Pro Max didn't feel too thick. They felt fine. They didn't feel chunky. Most of the units a few of the units I held were not scratched. Some had like places from the MagSafe charger thing, just like kind of like circular-ish marks on the back, but not scratches. Maybe it just needs to be like wiped off with a cloth or something. I went back after looking at the Pros and the regular iPhone 17 to look at the Air again, just because it's different. It's different enough to make me go and look at it again because it's different. The Pro, you go look at the Pro and the Pro Max because it's, the fanciest. But there you go and look back at it just because it's new, and it's light, and you just like to hold it between your finger and your thumb and see how thin it is. It's nice. There were a few units that had some scratches on them, but it was not a lot of the units and not major scratches. I have a feeling that the majority of the scratches you'd see on photos that you saw online of the iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, I think, would probably be perhaps people who are intentionally trying to scratch it just to show you the scratches. The scratches I saw on the units that were scratched that I held, not very many, maybe two, were light scratches, and I looked at them, I was like, yeah, that's okay. It doesn't bother me much. Nothing that I felt when I held any of the new phones, the 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, Air, or the regular 17, nothing I felt using an iPhone 15 Pro, nothing I felt holding these new iPhones made me want to go and buy them. Because my phone's fine. iOS 26 does make the battery die faster, but generally speaking, they're fine, but there's nothing about them that made me feel like, oh, I really want to buy them. The Air makes you just want to look at it again for the reason of its thinness. But at the end of the day, you kind of look at it, like, yeah, okay, so it's thin, nice, but it's not that big a deal. If you have a really old iPhone and it's just falling apart and the battery is really dying, and it's like, I don't know, 6-7 years old or something, or maybe even 7 years or longer, and it's just falling apart, that's the reason to get one of the new iPhones, whichever one you like. If you're someone who's using things lightly, you watch a few videos, make a few calls, just regular medium use, maybe even high-ish a bit, I would imagine the Air will do just fine. There's nothing in the new phone, like, how do I say this? If you've heard something negative about the phones from YouTube reviews, I don't know. I know I didn't test them myself, but just looking at them, they're the new iPhone. There's nothing that's going to be dramatically terrible about any of them. So don't make anything you heard about them that's negative deter you from buying them, but don't make anything positive that you've heard about them make you want to buy them if you have a newish or in decent condition iPhone. It's not worth it. If you have a 15 or a 15 Pro or Pro Max or a 16 generation or a 14 or older, like, if your iPhone satisfies your use cases and it's not dying, the battery is not dying, the phone is not falling apart, nothing in this new lineup, including the Air, since it's not a 17 Air, it's just the Air, no 17 model or the Air should make you go buy it if you have a functional in decent condition iPhone. And nothing negative you heard about it should deter you from it, because it's a good, like, they seem like they're just a new iPhone. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be good. If you don't want to venture and explore something outside of your comfort zone, you don't want to go and try Android or something, you can go for one of the new iPhones. They all seem decent. Nothing seems too chunky on the 17 Pro side. The Air is nice. Nothing too special to make you upgrade from a in decent condition iPhone. And nothing looks really bad that would deter you from getting a new iPhone if you have one that's dying just because you heard the negative review online. I mean, what do you guys think? Did you get one? Did you go and check one out in the store? Let me know what you think. Thanks.